Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely little card here. It's using the beautiful bouquet, actually the Bouquet Bunch framelets. We're not using the stamps today, but what I did just want to tell you is that although both of these will be continuing the new catalogue, hooray! Yes, I'm so glad because this is one of my favourite sets. So although they'll still be in the new catalogue, you won't be able to buy them more cheaply as a bundle, which you can at the moment. If you wanted to buy both the stamps and the dies at the moment, you'd get a 10% discount. If you wait until the 1st of June, you'll have to pay separately and it will be 10% more than that price. So just a little heads up if you wanted to get them cheaper, if you think this is one of the bundles that you might like. Like I said, today I'm not using the stamp set, but I am using these lovely dies, and I'll show you which ones a bit later on. First of all, I'm going to get started on my card, and I'm going to start by doing the card blank and the banners and the panels. Okay, so first of all, we need a card blank, and as usual, this is the same measurements as I quite often use: 21 centimeters by 15 centimeters, scored at 10.5, or 8¼ inches by 6 inches, scored at 4 1/8. I've then got two panels. One is in pink pirouette. Oh, my card blank is in sweet sugar plum. One of my panels is in pink pirouette, and that measures 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card blank, or 1/2 centimeter smaller, and so my panel measures 10 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters, or 5 3/4 by 3 7/8. 3 7/8, yes, that way. Yep. And then my cream panel, my very vanilla panel, comes on, and again that's 1/2 centimeter smaller, or 1/4 inch smaller, so 9.5 centimeters by 14 centimeters. So those are the measurements. Just to let you know that the colors we're using today are sweet sugar plum, pink pirouette, and perfect plum. We're going to be using some perfect plum as well. All three colours are going to be retiring from the catalogue at the end of May. So if you like these colours, you like this colour scheme, you might want to buy some cardstock or inks before they go. They're one of my favourite colour schemes. I'm going to be really sad to see these cardstocks go. Anyway, so what am I going to do? Before I do anything, I'm going to attach a piece of ribbon to our very vanilla cardstock. This is our glimmer ribbon. It's got a very slight glittery effect to it, and this one I think is powder pink, so it's not exactly the same colour as my pink panel, pink pirouette, but it goes perfectly, so it's fine. So I'm just going to judge just a little bit at the bottom there, put on some tear and tape, take off the backing with my tweezers, and then stick a piece of ribbon across. And what that means is I can then trim it really close to the edges of the cardstock and get nice clean edges. So I'm just going to stick that on there, stick to my grid paper a bit, and then I can just come around this way. Oh, I've got a bit of printing on the back of my panel, but it doesn't matter because that's going to be covered up. I'm just using a bit of scrap card here that had something on the back. Don't like to waste anything. I'm a very frugal crafter. So that's my ribbon on my panel. So I'm then going to mount that onto my pink pirouette panel using a little bit of Tombow. Again, I've got my Tombow upside down open in a jar with a little bit of damp cotton wool in the bottom, like that. So it means I can just grab it and it will flow freely whenever I want it. Won't dry out, and the glue is always where I want it, at the tip of the glue bottle. There we go. So I put that on there, and then I'm going to mount this onto my card blank, again with a bit of Tombow. And then I have actually die cut all the elements already that we needed for this card. I never think watching somebody die cut is very interesting on a video, so I always try and do my die cutting beforehand. There are plenty of videos out there showing you how to die cut if you don't know, but I don't like to do it on the video. There we go. So that's my card blank and my panels mounted, really nice. Okay, and then all the pieces that I need, like I say, I have already die cut. So I have die cut in Sweet Sugar Plum, one of our scalloped ovals from our layering oval set. This is my layering oval set, and I used the largest scalloped oval, and then my pink panel is the largest plain oval. My cream, my very vanilla panel, is cut with the largest one from the stitched. So it's very easy to remember because you're using the largest one of each of the sets. So this, the Sweet Sugar Plum mounts onto the pink, leaving a very, very slight border around the edges. Can you see that? So I'm going to mount that onto there. With a bit of Tombow again. Like I say, these colours are going to be retiring, so if you like this colour scheme, don't delay. Get these cardstock. Sweet Sugar Plum is a particular favourite of mine, and actually I like Pink Pirouette as well, because although we've got other pinks in the range, I think Pink Pirouette is one of the purest pale pinks we have. But it's going, so I've just got to live with that. There we go. So I've got a really nice panel there with a very, very delicate edge. Very subtle, but very nice. So I'm going to stick that on the middle of my card blank. Like so. And I'm then going to come in with my stalks, which have been cut from Pear Pizzazz. Now Pear Pizzazz is staying, you'll be glad to know, so not everything is going. So we've got my stems, and this is going to go on here like this, but can you see that they're a bit too long, some of these stems? So I've just marked in pencil. I'm just going to give it a bit of a haircut, just a little bit of a trim, so that it doesn't overhang too much. There we go. So just trimmed off a few there. So I'm going to have it hanging down a little bit out of my oval, and then the other bits will go over there. So just a little bit of Tombow on the back here. Don't need it on every stem, it will hold down, but just a little dab here and there. And like I say, if you do what I do with your Tombow, it will always be really free flowing. You'll never get stuck with a gummed up end that you can't use when you need it. There we go. And so, like I said, the Beautiful Bouquet really is one of my favourite sets. I've got loads more samples to show you using it. Okay, so what do we do next? Okay, we take one of our, so I've die cut using the Beautiful Bouquet dies. So this was the die that I used for our stems, and this is the die that I'm using for our flowers. This little one here, 5 little 5-petal flowers on there. And I've already cut 2 from Pink Pirouette, 2 from Sweet Sugar Plum, and 2 from Perfect Plum. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Pink Pirouette one to start with, and I'm going to stick that there, so it's just above the oval. So the top flower is just above the oval. And I'm just going to stick that on there. I'm then going to come in with a perfect plum and stick that next to it there. So you can fiddle around and get yours in exactly the placement you'd like, but it doesn't really matter actually. They're flowers that can be arranged quite higgledy-piggledy, can't they? So I'm going to stick that one there, and then a Sweet Sugar Plum around the edges here, like so. So again, hanging over the oval just by a little bit. There we go. And there. And then just to do the other side, we're going to come in with a Sweet Sugar Plum this time. There we go. A Sweet Sugar Plum, and oh, my fingers are getting sticky with the Tombow, and another Perfect Plum on the other side. So you could use different colours if you like. I like this, particularly like this colour scheme on there. And then just one more pink one that's going to go in the centre there. So again, just a little bit of glue on the back there, and stick that on. The only other gluing I need to do Stick that there. Is my bow. Again, my bow was cut from my die set. It's the bow there. That's the bow die. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that so that my bouquet is tied up with a nice bow. And then we've just got a very small amount of stamping to do. I just want to stamp the message, the sentiment on here. So I'll just put that to one side a minute. I'm coming in with a scrap of very vanilla card and my stamp, which I've lost, there we go, and my sweet sugar plum pad. So I'm just going to stamp the happy birthday in sweet sugar plum on my very vanilla cardstock, like so. That's from the Teeny Tiny Sentiments. Again, another set that will be retiring at the end of June. So if you like that, I think there's 32 different sentiments in it. I've used it so much and I'm going to miss it so much. We have got another set in the new catalogue that I think will replace it quite nicely. But I think Teeny Tiny Sentiments will still be my favourite. And then I'm just going to line this up in the label punch, like so, making sure it's straight and evenly spaced. Punch that out and pop that on a couple of dimensionals. And on the wrong side, there we go. These are the mini dimensionals. Again, very, very useful, much more useful than the bigger ones, I think. So if you're thinking about buying them and don't know which to get, I would recommend that you get the smaller ones. Although you can cut the bigger ones in half if you want to, but for me the little ones just do the job just as well. They seem to be just as strong. There we go, and that's more or less my card finished. Although the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed, so I'm going to pop my banner there. The eagle-eyed will have noticed what's missing from the card I've just made is I've put a pearl inside in the middle of every flower centre on my original card. So I won't do all of them on camera because that would be a bit tedious for you to watch, but you can see if you just poke them off with your pokey tool and just put one inside, it just brings the card to life, I think. And then for the ones on the message here, I used a new product that's going to be in the new catalogue. These are called Artisan Pearls, and they come in soft saffron, tranquil tide, rich raspberry, petal pink and grapefruit grove, which is a new petal pink, and grapefruit groves are new colours coming in. And I've used the rich raspberry ones, which although they're rich raspberry actually tie in really nicely with the sweet sugar plum. And you can see how much I love these because I've nearly used all my rich raspberry ones, and I'm going to have to buy another set of these, another pack of these. There we go. And there, that's finished, apart from the pearls, which, like I said, I'm not going to waste time on camera doing that. Those are my cards. Hope you've liked that little tutorial today, and I hope you'll give it a go. Like I say, if you want to buy the bundle while it's still cheap, please do so before the 31st of May. All ordering information can be found below the video, so have a look. And if you want to read my blog post about this card, that will be just below the video as well, the link to take you through. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.